Let's do a little Q&A. Let's chat about some things. Hi loves, welcome back to my channel. I am Halicia, but I go by Lee. And what I was thinking is that we would do like a little chit chat video, more or less so like a Q&A, because I posted a poll on Instagram when I did the Tarte makeup giveaway on my stories. So if you're not following me on Instagram and watching my stories, you're missing out, because I did 3 days of a giveaway for basically the entire Tarte holiday makeup collection, because they sent me a bunch of stuff that I could not use. So we're going to go ahead and do the Q&A that was posted on the last day of the giveaway, but I'm going to do my makeup while I do the Q&A, just so like it's a little bit more interesting than just me talking to the camera. I probably need to pour me a glass of wine. I think I'm going to do that. I'll be back. Hold please. I am going to drink red wine today. This one is called Acronym. Okay, it's called Acronym. I want to say I purchased it from Trader Joe's. It says that it tastes like fresh strawberry brightness, and it is a red blend. I have my red wine flute, and yeah, let's see. Oh, it's dark. Ooh. Looks like cranberry juice. Smells like cranberry juice. I can see it tasting a little bit like strawberries. Let me put this up. I'm not drinking Prosecco. Like, who am I right now? The fact that I opened a bottle, the fact that I even have a bottle of red wine says a lot. But honestly, I found it in the pantry, so I know it's been sitting there for at least a couple of months. Now, when I did the Q&A, what I noticed was that a lot of the questions basically centered around either marriage or content creation. So that's really going to be the main topic of the video. I did write down all of the questions, and I'm going to do like my makeup while answering these questions, but I'll just hold the product up. We're not going to too much talk about the products, but I will leave the products linked. Oh, and I definitely wanted to show you guys this brand new necklace that I got from Vitally. It's like a gold chain locket. I do wish that it was shorter so that it would sit like this, but it is what it is, and I cannot adjust it whatsoever. The earrings are from Monica Venator, and I will leave all of the jewelry linked, because lately I've been getting a lot of questions about my jewelry. It's so interesting that I feel like I can't even like multitask like this, but we're going to try it out. So the first question, or kind of like topic, really this is a question, is how do I keep everything fresh with like love, marriage, fashion, content creation, so forth and so on. What I will say personally is that I am a seeker. So I honestly get bored like extremely fast, and I'm always on the hunt for something new to do. So like even within my marriage, I'm just like, okay, what's next? Like, I don't know, I'm just that type of person, like, oh, or let's try this, let's do this. And typically he's down, and then it kind of like carries on basically into every other aspect of my life. There are dogs barking. I have no clue why. I really wish that they would shut up. But so if they're in the background, I'm sorry. But the thing about like even fashion, constantly seeking out like what's new, what's fresh, what's different, what entices me, what kind of like drives me, what keeps me going, what keeps me inspired. I look at everything as almost like art. So I like creating and experiencing new things. So even when it comes to traveling, like I'm kind of like, if I've already been to that place, I don't want to go again. So I think that just in general, it makes life in general, marriage, friendships, love, fashion, content creation, it kind of makes everything new and fresh, because I'm forever evolving, because I'm constantly looking for something else. I'm always looking for something different. I'm not like super into taking risks. I do get really scared when it comes to taking risks, but at the same time I'll do it. It's the weirdest thing. For the most part, I'll do it. Sometimes I will psych myself out, but if I'm already in a situation, then I'm probably just gonna go through with it. And so far, that hasn't failed me, because I just don't think that we should completely live in fear. Like, you know, life is an experience, and in order to experience things, you have to experiment. So that's what I do. That's how I keep things fresh and new. Whew. All right, so the next question is, how often do I post to get paid, or just to like keep up with the algorithm or be in the algorithm? I do try to basically like keep up with social media trends, but also I don't think that there's basically any posting specific qualifications that you need to follow. I feel like it is very, very random. I do feel like that if you use the tools that are put out, then typically the platform pushes you. So for example, like, let's say they put out a tool where you can like duet a reel. If you duet a reel with the trending sound, I do see the platform or Instagram just pushing it. Same thing with like YouTube. YouTube introduced shorts. I do feel like using shorts in the beginning, when they first introduced it, it pushed it, because the platforms want to see you use whatever it is that's like new to the platform. So I definitely think that that helps with the actual algorithm. However, I think that one of the best things that you can do if you want to be in this like content creation space is to be consistent. Like, whatever it is that you want to do. So if you want to do YouTube and you get people used to you posting 2 videos a week, then that's going to then become the expectation. It's 2 videos a week. Like, and it will assist in kind of like the platform pushing you. Same thing with Instagram. Same thing with TikTok. They want to see consistency. They don't want to see you post and then you don't come back for 2 weeks. And then you don't come back for 3 days. And then like, and even in general, just like your followers, they want something that's consistent. I always kind of think of it as like a TV show. If a TV show is supposed to come on on Wednesdays at 7 p.m., then you're going to want to turn on the TV and watch your show on Wednesday at 7 p.m. You're going to be upset if your show all of a sudden doesn't air. Or maybe not necessarily upset, but it might be a little disappointing if it's something that you were looking forward to. So that's the kind of same way that I view social media. I know that that is very difficult. It has been very difficult because life does life. But if you want to pay, if you want to get paid, if you want to be seen by brands, if you want the algorithm to work for you, I would advise you to be consistent. The same thing with like getting paid. When it comes to getting paid from brands specifically, you want to be using brands that are similar to the brands that you want to get paid from, or you actually want to use that brand. For let's just say, for example, I wanted a partnership with Fenty Beauty. I should be mentioning Fenty Beauty throughout my content so that Fenty Beauty sees me and they see that I'm interested in actually working with them, or that I at least love the products. That's how I've gotten a lot of my partnerships. It's all been kind of like based on things that I've either previously talked about or shown. And sometimes things don't happen right away. Sometimes it takes months. Sometimes it takes years. It's just crazy. But I'm telling you, things come back around. So if you remain consistent, then it will work out. See, I'm talking and then I'm not applying makeup. But the thing about it is I think that people are kind of stuck on like this instant kind of like gratification, this instant moment, and it doesn't always happen like that. A lot of my biggest partnerships, the brands that have paid me the most, I've at least been posting about the content, or I've been posting about similar things for like 2 years consistently. So you just have to kind of think about it like that. And I know that for some people, it's like, I don't have 2 years, I'm trying to get paid tomorrow. Or you could, and I mean, you could get a partnership tomorrow, but it might not be exactly what you want it to be, or with the brand that you want it to be with, or at the rate that you want to be paid. So think about that. This question is good and it's interesting. What would I do if I weren't a content creator? Honestly, I don't know. I think that maybe I would be like a fashion designer, possibly, or I would try to own some type of company within the fashion, beauty realm or space, or I try to travel for a living. But I still feel like all of those things definitely fall within the content creation space. So I think that that's still kind of like difficult. This is the space that I think that I was meant to be in. This is the space that I truly love and enjoy. Of course, it has its downsides, but everything has its downsides. So I couldn't really see myself outside of this space completely. And if I were outside of this space, I really don't know what else I would be doing and truly enjoying it. There's a lot of things that I could do. I could go back into education, but I don't think that I would enjoy that space right now. You know, I don't think that that would be like the joy or the love of my life. I like this space. I really, really enjoy it. So I think that even if I weren't in the content creation space, I would still try to be in a space or doing something that would heavily connect to this space in some way. Like, it's like I need to be attached to it. Which brings me to the next question, which was, what did I want to be as a kid, and what would I tell my younger self? Craziest thing, well, maybe it's not that crazy, but you know that I do artwork. I've always been very artsy as a kid. Sometimes I post it and sometimes I don't. And I haven't really been creating as much art as I used to just because of time. I really want to get back to it. I think about it all of the time. And it kind of pains me because I'm like, I need to paint something. I need to draw something. But as a child, that's what I would do. I would paint, I would draw, I would color, anything kind of like within the art space. My degree is in graphic design and fashion merchandising. So I literally have a BS in those two spaces. And as a child, my dream was to move to New York. I was like, I'm going to move to New York. I am going to be an editor for a fashion beauty magazine, specifically Vogue. That was on the top of my list. Vogue, Teen Vogue. And when I visited New York, I loved it just because it was like, oh my gosh, I made it here. This is amazing. But I could never, once I was there, I could never see myself living there. And the pay at the time and the opportunities available for me at the time they didn't seem like they were in reach for me. And we didn't have like the finances to like send me there. So it would kind of be one of those situations where I was going to have to figure it out. And I was scared. I didn't want to take that risk, so I didn't. I was told to basically use like education as a backup because I also wanted to be an art teacher. I was like, I'm going to be an art professor specifically. And then when I started teaching, they put me in reading, writing, social studies. I taught elementary and middle school for 7 years. And I loved it, but I excelled in that space. So every single time that an art position came around, they basically would not give it to me. But what I was noticing that they did, and they did it like 3 times, they asked me to train people or to help the people that they hired to be the art teachers or the graphic design teachers. And I was like, no. Why would I train somebody or why would I assist somebody when I ask you for that job? It really bothered me. Like, it really, really did. Because it's like, I don't even want to teach reading. Yes, I'm good at teaching it. Yes, my kids do well. Yes, I love kids. And it's not even a brag. It's not to brag. I actually excelled in education, but I was doing something in education that I didn't fully love. And I think that that was kind of like, you know, a downfall. It kind of made that position a love-hate position because I wasn't, it was like I was close to what I wanted to do, but I could never actually reach it. I could never reach it. And it just bothered me. It bothered me a lot because they gave me a lot of roles while I was in education, like team leader. I did cheer coaching. I did mentorships. I trained teachers. I did ESL. I did UIL. They gave me a lot of roles, but never the actual position that I have been asking for. And finally, they told me, we were never planning on giving you this position because you do well in this position. And this position it's difficult to come by a teacher that does well in this position. I knew I had to go at that point because I'm like, I'm never going to actually be able to do what I want to do right here. And then I kind of figured, you know, maybe education, maybe I don't need to be in education at this moment. You know what I mean? Like, I've been doing it for 7 years and I was doing content creation on the side, but it was kind of like that transition where it's like, when are you going to like fully chase your dreams? When are you going to fully immerse yourself into the things that you really want to do? It was almost as if like doors were being closed in my face on purpose so that I could fully step into this space 100%, you know? And it was a hard transition for me, like a hard transition for me. And I was going through a lot at the time. I decided to be a full-time content creator in every single aspect of my life, every single one. It was just like a very difficult, I would say almost like 2 years of my life. Honestly, I would tell my younger self to take the risk early on. Like, I should have been taking these risks going into college. While I was in college, fresh out of college, I should have been doing everything that I wanted to do. Now, I did a lot, but I mean, in terms of like my goals, like my long-term goals, I should have been taking those risks early on. Like, me knowing that I wanted to be an editor of a magazine, I should have tried to apply for jobs. I should have tried to move to New York. I should have at least given it a chance, but it was like I was so scared to take the risk that I didn't do it. So I would tell my younger self, girl, just do it. Try it. See how it works. Okay? And as long as it don't kill you, you're all right. It's gonna be okay. Like, there are so many ways to bounce back, but I just didn't know. I was kind of stuck in that Southern girl mindset that I just didn't have access to all of the things that I could have created access for. Here we are now, so it's okay. The next question is, how did I know that it was time for me to leave teaching? There was a shift in my life outside of like doors being closed for me and like things changing and me not being able to get the position in education that I wanted. There was just like a shift in my mindset. I quit teaching a year after my mom passed away. And if you've ever dealt with debt and real grief, you feel really lost. I felt really, really lost for years. Because when my mom was alive, I felt like I had purpose. I felt like, you know, somebody was really proud of me. I felt like I was doing the right thing. You know, I don't know. It was just something about like the guidance of a mother that really makes you motivated, and it kind of pushes you, and it makes you feel like you're on the right path in life. But when she passed and my life just went to shit, it blew up in flames. I mean, so many things went wrong within that time period of her passing. I would say within 4 months. This was summer 16. This was the worst year I could possibly remember. I was in the hospital. I was homeless. She had passed away. My car had flooded. And about 4 other things that I won't even speak of had happened to me within a 4-month period. I just knew. I was like, oh, this is the end for me. This is low. This is beyond low. This is as low as I can get. You know, it was like her passing away was like the icing on the cake. So I went back to teaching following that, just because I'm like, I don't know what else to do. I essentially was lost and kind of just felt like, if you don't start taking risks, this is going to be your life. And I couldn't imagine myself staying in the place that I was. I just couldn't. I couldn't, because everything would have been basically taken from me on every level. Spiritually, mentally, physically, emotionally. It's time for me to take the risk and do the things that I want to do. And because I'm lost anyways, I might as well just step into a new journey, try something new, do something different, see how that works out. And I told myself, if it doesn't work out, I can always go back to teaching. And now I'm like lost on what question I was on. Ooh, how do I balance content creation and marriage or married life? I feel like because my schedule is loose, that's what I like to call it. It's like a loose schedule. Like, there's nothing that's like, well, most things are not set in stone. So every day of my life looks totally different from the previous day. So essentially what I do is, I know his schedule very well, and I spend time with him basically, and we go out on dates a lot. Like, I'm a really big dater, because again, y'all know I like things that are new. So we actually date each other a lot. I want to get dressed. Like, I want to do the whole nine. I want one person to drive. I want one person to pay. Like, I want the full shebang. And sometimes I date him and sometimes he dates me. And I think that kind of creates a really, really healthy balance. And then I also like to separate myself from him. So for example, like, I like to spend time with my friends alone. I like to spend time with my family alone. And then I also like to spend time as a group, all of our families or all of our friends. And we also do that a lot. And I think that it just creates a really good dynamic, because everybody essentially gets what they need. You spend time with your friends by yourself. I spend time with my friends by myself. Sometimes we spend time all together. Everybody friends. We just mixing and mingling. And it's fun. It's good times. Going with the flow. Understanding that nothing in life is really like set in stone. So I don't look at anything like too seriously. We're also both entrepreneurs. So we do kind of have like that little bit of that aspect where we can essentially have the freedom. If we ever feel like it's just gonna be too much, then we take off. And so we'll have just like that time just together, just the two of us. When it comes to marriage and content creation, he helps me. So that's also like time spent together. And I feel like that also adds value to the relationship, because he knows that we are a team. With his businesses, I help him. So it's not like a one-sided thing. We are one. We are truly combined. It works. I guess it just works. I think that the other thing with like balancing communication, we talk about literally everything. That's one of my best friends. We have these conversations. And also he's a very secure man. So I think that that's like huge, because men can be jealous. Don't get it twisted. Men can be jealous of women. They can be jealous of how much women make. They can be jealous of opportunities. They can be jealous of it all. And he's not like that. He is very secure in himself, in his career, in his role as a husband. And so he doesn't have like that jealous factor of where he's constantly trying to compete with me. We don't look at each other like that. It's no competition, because both of us benefit when we both win. He's winning, so therefore I'm winning. There's no competition. If he making money, I'm making money. And it's like vice versa. So I just feel like we have that team mentality. Do I want to do some shadow? And what do I miss? What do I miss about life before becoming an influencer? I think there's like only one thing that I miss, maybe two. And one of those is like the unnecessary judgment, because some people be judging. I just feel like people will come and like pick everything apart about your life. Like they just always have something to say, or always got like some little slick comment or sly words or whatever it is. The shade, that's what it is. And it's like, yes, normally people deal with shade. However, this is the palette that I'm using. Like, it's unnecessary. And so I just miss having kind of like that peace. I do think that for the most part, my channel is pretty positive, and that like I don't get too much like craziness on here, but I have gotten it. However, I don't typically tolerate it. I don't feed into it. Really kind of allow it to blow up. I don't give it enough attention to where it continues to go on. And I'm also not afraid to block people. I am not afraid. And I miss people bothering the people that I love, because people will not only pick apart you, but they will come for the people that you love. And for a long time, that's why I was like, I'm not going to really show the people that I love on social media. And I started back doing it again, and I'm going to scale back. Not like stopping altogether, because I'm tired of that. Like, I don't like that. People, didn't nobody ask for your opinion. Didn't nobody ask for it. They are a guest on my social media. So that does not mean that they signed up to be mistreated, or to be talked about, or to have negative comments. I don't like that. Some people feel so entitled to say whatever they want to say. And don't get me wrong, you can have your opinions, but I also grew up in an era where my mother taught us, if you ain't had nothing nice to say, then don't say nothing at all. That's how I feel. Like, unless I ask you, hey, ask me whatever you want to ask me, but I didn't ask you. I didn't ask you that. And that only pertains to me. That's one thing that I do definitely like miss, but I also know how to like rectify the situation. So we just gonna do that. We gonna scale it back. We gonna keep the content on me and not on the other people in my life. And half of the people that I really love and spend time with, they're not heavy on social media. Next question. This might be my last one. My last one is, how did you gain confidence? Baby, I won't say that I was ever like had low self-esteem. I don't think that I ever really had low self-esteem. I never thought that I was like dumb or ugly, or I don't know. I never, like, the things that I got teased about were like my voice, which my voice has changed, so that's crazy. I still even got teased about my voice on YouTube, especially in my earlier years of YouTube. Definitely got teased about that, or had comments about that. But I have had periods where I was really low, and still do to this day. Still definitely do. But what I basically do is I fake it till I make it. Like Rihanna said, I know that when I look good, I typically feel better. I will get myself together and I'll go outside. I don't even allow myself to get super low. It's like, if I feel like, oh, I'm not feeling myself, or oh, I don't like myself, or oh, I don't love myself, or it's like, nah. If it's something that I can fix, I start trying to change it immediately. And I'm really big on like checking myself. Anything that basically goes against me being confident, I try to combat it in the best way that I can, which is either by faking it or by changing it. What I do, I also surround myself around people that are positive. Now, I'm not saying that I don't want to surround myself with people that are going to lie to me, that are going to be fake with me, but I do surround myself with people that are positive but yet honest. Like, I have people in my life that will tell me, like, you look a mess today. Okay, I take it as you cared enough about me to tell me so that I can fix it, or to motivate me. But it takes taking risk. It takes doing things outside of your comfort zone. Like, even when you don't feel good, you get up and you get dressed. Even when you don't feel like it, it's just like, how else are you going to fix or remedy the situation unless you go against everything that you already feel? So if you really want to gain confidence, if you really want to push yourself, then you have to kind of step outside of your comfort zone and do something different. And a lot of times we don't want to do that. I don't want to do that, but I will push myself. On my worst days, I'm outside. On my worst days, I'm taking pictures. That is the only way that I can build myself up. And then I can look back on that moment and say, like, why was I even feeling that way at that time? Like, look at you. You're stunning. You're great. Also, there are actually physically things that you can do with your body to help you gain confidence. Like, what I noticed that I was doing for a while was I would walk in a room, I would walk with my head down, I would look at my phone, I would like deflect. But immediately I was like, okay, fix this. Or I would have conversations with people, wouldn't look them in their eye. Like, what are you doing? Hold your head up, push your shoulders back, walk straight ahead, scan the room when you walk into it, talk to people and look in their eyes. Also, complimenting people. Tell people when they look good. Tell people when they look beautiful. Smile at people. And it's something about, I guess, like emulating the things that you want, how they kind of just come back on you. That's what I do. And I channel positive energy, keep positive people around me, keep people around me that I really think have my best interest in hand, that are honest with me, that are not afraid to tell me the real, that care about me. All of those things really, to me, build confidence. And I know there was some other questions on the Q&A, but I feel like that is like the basis of it. So if you guys want to see another Q&A, then definitely let me know in the comments below. I am going to do my favorite lip combo because I feel like I get a lot of questions about this also, but I gotta find the products. It's a more recent combo of a nude lip. I have makeup everywhere, literally everywhere, and I feel like there's so many things that I can't find. Okay, well, the color that I was gonna use is literally nowhere to be found. I have no idea where that color can be, and I'm gonna be upset if it does not show up very, very soon. But the color is Gucci Penny Beige. I'll just leave it linked. It's like a really, really good nude. And Charlotte Tilbury Foxy Brown lip liner. This is one of my favorite lip liners you can see on the market. It's a really, really good warm brown that's not super dark. It's almost like my skin tone, to be honest. I could have done a red lip with this look, but I'm not going nowhere. Look at what that lip liner does. I really could do a gloss and it would be so pretty, but I'm gonna use Uma Beauty Eartha. This is like my second favorite nude, but she changed the formula in the new lipsticks, and I feel like they're like creamier, and the other one was more matte. See, like, look at how that one just glides on. So that's like the base, but I have to wear gloss. I also think that the color is a little lighter than what it used to be. So I'll use this new like Uma Beauty gloss. A little bit of this, a little bit of that in the color Casually Lit. It's like a nude. This is her formulas that are at Walmart, and it's like way more inexpensive. Oh, that's pretty. Oh, it's like a lip oil stain. It's cool. Like, it's literally cooling on the lips. But now I feel like I still need a gloss. And this is why I never leave lip combos in the description, or I never can tell y'all when y'all ask me, because I go through this every single time I put on lipstick. I literally just keep layering until I get exactly whatever I wanted to go with the look. So I'm about to do a gloss now. I'll use the lip bar. This was the clear gloss. It's called Minimalist, but it's not clear anymore. That's given. So guys, this is the end of this video. Here is the makeup look. I really hope that you enjoyed the Q&A and it helped you get to know me a little bit better. Of course, I'm going to leave everything linked below, from the jewelry to the products that I use on my face, down in the description bar. Again, if there is any other questions that you want to ask me, any other kind of like chit chat Q&A type of videos that you want to do, let me know in the description bar, and we can maybe do like another one in a month from whatever questions you guys leave below. If there's enough, I'm not going to make any promises. I'll just wait and see how this particular video does before I go, because y'all get this close up on this makeup, right? And I didn't even use highlighter. Are you kidding me? Or setting spray. Oh my god. So there is a setting spray that I am totally in love with. You can use it with or without makeup. It is great for all skin types, and it like reduces the pores and it's like beauty in a bottle. I love it. And it's by GRWM, and it is their beauty elixir. It's so good. So let me spray my face real quick, even though I'm gonna take it off. I just want y'all to just see the effect. You can, oh bro, it hasn't even dried down yet. It almost like makes my skin look like velvet. Like, it's too good. Like, too good. If you don't purchase anything else that I use, you might want to try that. But this is what I really wanted to show y'all. I found some Bottega Veneta glasses that are currently in stock at Nordstrom Rack. I cleaned them. Look at these. They're pink, matte. Get into it. Are you kidding me? Okay, let me stop. I love you guys. Please make sure that you subscribe, and I will see you in my next video. Bye. Toast. Thanks for watching.